So this video is a follow-up to another video that I did where we talked about the process of dobbing. And dobbing is the process of taking a bet before a race has started, getting it matched in play, and dobbing stands for double or bust. Now, if you want to understand exactly what we are doing and why, I've explained it in beautiful depth using the Betfair website and some of the simpler functions within BetAngel in another video. Go to the description of this video, click on that link, and you will see me walk you through the entire process and exactly what we're trying to achieve and why. But in this video, we're going to completely automate this process. And I say completely automate, you can actually use some clever features within BetAngel that will allow you to automate the majority of it, but allow you to pick specifically the selections that you need in each individual race. So let's have a look at how you would do that right now. If you're interested in trading with BetAngel, then visit our website where you can download a free trial of BetAngel Professional and BetAngel Trader. If you want to learn how to use them, then visit the Academy where we give you a detailed, structured walkthrough of each product. And if you're an existing user, then head on over to the forum where we have a load of files for you to download to customize and use within BetAngel.
Now, of course, you can do lots of clever things with BetAngel, and therefore we're going to take it up another level, and we're going to be using Guardian and some of the automation within Guardian to create the ability to be able to dob pretty much any race, and also to be able to nominate a selection. So what we do is we just pick on any market here, we go to automation, and we create a new file for that particular market, and then we can sort of replicate what we've done on the one-click screen. We can basically go in there, and we're going to call this dobbing. And the first rule that we will do would be to place a back bet. So if I go in here, place a back bet. Now we can nominate when this would occur. So I'm going to say 1 minute before the event starts time. So we're going to place this bet 1 minute out. It's only going to trigger once because we're only going to place one bet. And when it says applies to selection, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say by nomination. And I'm going to say Guardian nominated selection 1. We need to tell it what to do. So we're going to place a bet at the best market price. We're going to use a fixed amount of £10. And then you can see that we can apply the global settings. So the global settings will be offset with greening. In the same way that we did it on the one-click screen, we're going to offset by 50%. And that is the type of bet that we're going to place. Now if I apply that, you can see that it says place a back bet, and it gives us all the instructions on there. So the next thing that we need to do is to create or keep that bet into the market. So this function that we're going to do here will be keep our bets, and the rule type will be keep unmatched bets on, or keep all. You can see there are options there, but we're going to do keep all unmatched bets. And again, what we're going to do is select a time for that to actually occur. And on this occasion, what I'm going to say is that we're going to keep the bets from 1 minute before the start time to almost 1 hour there, and 1 minute after start time. And I'm going to say we are going to allow this rule to trigger 5 times, and we're going to wait 10 seconds before rearming. And the reason that we're going to do this is just to make sure that the bets get keeps. If for some reason it doesn't work the first time, it'll try again and again and again. And it doesn't matter if we do this more than once, because that's basically what we're going to be doing. And because we're doing a keep all, so every unmatched bet in the market, we don't actually need to nominate a selection. We don't need to apply any parameters or so on. So if I apply that to the market or apply it to the rules file, and then save that, that is ready for us to use within any of the markets that we so wish. So what we're going to do now is apply the dobbing rule to a range of markets, and I'm going to do that within Guardian. And I'm going to start it completely afresh with no markets in Guardian to demonstrate some other key principles. But basically, when you go into Guardian, you can see I've selected UK and Irish racing. If you want to use the filters, these are absolutely magnificent beasts that you should explore, but we'll just keep it simple for the moment. We're going to look at today's racing and add the markets from there. You can see that the way that it populates is it ticks down like this. You boop, boop, you can see it's doing that. And it's currently updating at 1 second. So this also is applicable to the automation. It's going to check each market according to the refresh interval that you set up here. So my advice to you is set that at a very low value. And what this will mean is that it can whiz through all of the markets very, very quickly, and then apply any of the rules that you've got to those markets at this particular speed. So if you set the refresh interval at a very high speed, your automation will work at a very high speed. But there's also a couple other things that you can do. So for example, it's worth removing markets that you're not intending to actively trade. These are all tomorrow's markets. That will leave just the markets that are taking place immediately. But you can also use things like advanced settings to restrict the refresh. So this is basically going to restrict the refresh to around 10 minutes, and you can see how fast all of this is updating here, and it's not updating any of these. And that is because it's going to skip through each one of these markets as the day progresses. So yeah, it's worth doing those things so that you can bring the automation's attention to the markets that are most current, basically, because the way that the automation works is it will cycle through each one of these markets. Fantastic if you've got hundreds of markets, it can look for all sorts of opportunities, but if you want it to execute at its fastest, this is the best way to do it. So what we can do here is go to automation, we will select Dobbing from the list, we will apply that to all markets. You can see we've applied Dobbing to all markets there. And you're thinking, well, what are you doing here? Because, you know, that's indiscriminate. You're just placing, you know, a Dobbing trade all over the place. Well, we're not actually, because we used nominated selections. What you can now do when you've set it all up like this, you can do your research and you can sort of say, well, in this market, I want to choose Hodsgirl, and in this market, I want to choose Mount Marcy. And then it will place a trade according to what you expect. So if we look at Mount Marcy in this market, it's at odds of 4. We're still a few minutes away from this race that's due to start. But what we've done is we've primed it now. We've said, I want you to dob in this market, and I want you to do that on Mount Marcy. Now, the window that we set was we set a minute out, place the dob bet, and then actually keep that bet within the market. So what we will find with BetAngel refreshing and whizzing through all of these markets at this particular moment in time, it will wait until a minute out, it will place a £10 back bet on Mount Marcy, and then it will automatically offset that, and then it will keep that bet in the market for us. So our focus, once we've set this up, is purely on looking at which selections we think are most appropriate. We don't need to worry about the execution of it. We can just make a selection, basically, and that's all that we need to do. So when this ticks over in 20 seconds time to a minute out, you will actually see BetAngel place a back bet, and when you will see this occur because the number of matched bets will go up by 1, and then you'll see an unmatched bet within the market. If you want to confirm what's going on, you can look at the log, and the log will tell you exactly what is going on at any one particular moment in time. And there you go. You can see it's placed a £10 back bet, it's offset it to 2.14, and it will start to go through the process of keeping the bet. There you go. As well, and you can see that the matched bet is there, £10 at 4.3, the unmatched bet is there at 2.14, and we can tell from the log that it's actually kept that bet within the market. If you want to see what rule is applied, you can quickly check it down here. You don't actually need to open the rule, it will actually tell you what the situation is and how many triggers it's actually created and gone through on this particular process. So you can see we asked it to keep on keeping the bets, and you just saw that increment from 4 out of 5 to 5 out of 5 triggers. And that's basically all we've had to do. You can set this up well in advance on your favoured selections, and then you can just walk away from your screen and let BetAngel do all of the rest for you. So they're just loading the last one. They'll be ready to go in a second. And they are off, and you can see the in-play flag has shown up here. And there's another trick I can show you here quickly as well, and that is if you right click on a market in Guardian, you can display it on the one click or ladder screen. We can actually spawn another window. You can see there are loads of options available to you on here, but if we display the market in a new one click screen, this will actually bring up this particular race on top of any screens that you have open at the moment. So if you wanted to check or have a look at what's going on within the market, that's very easy to do. We're not looking at the one-click screen here. We are looking at a spawned version of it within Guardian, effectively. But this will allow you to have a quick glance at what's going on, and you can close that again if you want to move on and do something else. Or if we double click on this, it will take us back to the one-click screen. But as I said, if you right click on here, you've got a whole list of options of clever things that you can do. And one of them, if you want to keep an eye on what's actually going on within the market, is to actually spawn a new one-click screen. So they're reasonably into this race. We can see that Mount Marcy is prominent, and the price has come in a fair bit already. Needs to go in a little bit further for us to get matched, but of course all of that has happened automatically for us. We don't need to do anything else. We can close the screen and we can look forward to getting another winning trade on Hod's Girl in the 5:45 at Dundalk.
So in this video, we've taken the Dobbing strategy and we've completely automated it. But what we've also done is we've included the automation nomination feature within BetAngel, so that you can actually apply the automation to the entire race card, but then you can actually go through and pick the selections that it applies to. This means that you don't have to worry about the actual process itself. You can focus right in on exactly which selection you're interested in and why, and then you can nominate that for a race. You don't have to have a selection in every race, and I suggest in fact that when you're doing your research on which horse you think will run particularly well and be in contention at some point, it's usually better to narrow in your focus and only do certain races where that is likely to occur. There is a little bit more depth that you can take with this strategy, because obviously what we're showing you here is how to do it, not the actual selection process itself. But if you are interested in my thoughts on how to select horses that are likely to suit this strategy and the sort of races that you're looking at, and then by all means give me a like and a comment, and I will do a follow-up video at some point to help you refine your selections. But yeah, essentially what we've done in here is we've completely automated that process for you, but still retained control over the selection process on each individual race. Anyhow, I hope that video was useful for you.